Most people over 60 are told the same thing again and again. Drink more milk for strong bones. But here's the surprising truth. Milk may not be the best answer. In fact, several vegetables can give you even more calcium than a glass of milk. And they come with extra nutrients that help your body actually use that calcium. If your knees ache when you climb stairs, if you've noticed your posture changing, or if you worry about fractures and osteoporosis, you're not alone. After 60, bone density naturally declines. That's why we hear so many messages about dairy. But what if you could protect your bones without depending only on milk? Or if milk doesn't agree with your stomach? Today, we'll uncover 5 high-calcium vegetables that beat milk when it comes to bone strength. These are everyday foods you can find at the market, cook easily, and enjoy as part of your normal meals. No powders, no complicated supplements, just whole, natural vegetables that science shows can help maintain bone density. Here's the catch most people don't realize. It's not just about how much calcium a food has, but also how well your body absorbs it. Some vegetables don't just match milk, they surpass it because their calcium is more bioavailable, meaning your bones can use it more efficiently. So stick with me. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore these surprising calcium-rich vegetables, how much they contain compared to milk, and the easiest ways to bring them into your daily diet. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, practical plan for eating your way to stronger, steadier bones without relying only on dairy. As we move past 60, many of us notice small but important changes in our body bones that feel weaker, joints that creak more often, and a greater fear of falling. But why does this happen? To understand why calcium-rich vegetables matter so much, we first need to see what's going on inside our bones. Think of your bones like a living bank account. In your younger years, every time you eat calcium and vitamin D, it's like depositing money into that account. By the time you reach your 30s, your bone bank is usually at its peak. After that, withdrawals slowly become greater than deposits. By 60, these withdrawals often speed up, especially for women after menopause, due to the drop in estrogen, a hormone that helps lock calcium into bone. Here's another twist. Bone isn't just a hard, dead structure. It's living tissue, constantly being broken down and rebuilt. Calcium is the main mineral that keeps this structure dense and strong, but it doesn't work alone. It needs vitamin D to help absorption, magnesium to balance bone strength, and vitamin K to guide calcium into the right places. Without these, calcium can drift away or even deposit where it shouldn't, like in blood vessels. So why is calcium intake so important after 61? Because the body becomes less efficient at absorbing it. The stomach produces less acid, which makes it harder to free calcium from food. Many older adults also spend less time in sunlight, reducing vitamin D levels, and that further lowers calcium absorption. If your body isn't getting or absorbing enough calcium, bones become porous. That's what doctors call osteoporosis, a silent condition, until one day, a minor fall leads to a fracture. For older adults, hip fractures especially can be life-changing, limiting independence. But here's the hopeful part. It's never too late to make deposits back into your bone bank. By choosing the right calcium-rich foods, especially those that are easier to absorb, you can slow bone loss and even strengthen what's left. This is where certain vegetables shine. They don't just provide calcium. They often come with magnesium, vitamin K, and plant compounds that make absorption smoother than with dairy. And in just a moment, we'll compare milk, the so-called gold standard, to vegetables. And you'll see why plants might actually give your bones a better deal. For decades, milk has been marketed as the ultimate bone-building food. A single glass of milk has about 300 milligrams of calcium, which sounds impressive. That's why so many doctors and advertisements say, drink 3 glasses a day for strong bones. But here's the hidden detail most people never hear. How much of that calcium does your body actually use? Milk is indeed high in calcium, but absorption isn't perfect. Depending on your digestion, only about 30% of the calcium in milk is absorbed into your bloodstream. For many people over 60, lactose intolerance makes things worse. If milk causes bloating, gas, or diarrhea, your body may be losing more nutrients than it's gaining. That's hardly a recipe for bone strength. Now, let's compare that to vegetables. Some vegetables contain less calcium per serving than milk, but their absorption rate can be much higher. For example, leafy greens like kale or bok choy allow the body to absorb around 50 to 60% of their calcium, almost double what you'd get from milk. That means fewer milligrams. On paper can actually add up to more calcium in your bones. But there's a catch. Not all vegetables are equal. Some, like spinach, contain compounds called oxalates that bind calcium and block absorption. That's why simply eating spinach isn't the same as eating kale. The real winners are vegetables that combine high calcium content with low oxalate levels, making their calcium both rich and bioavailable. Another advantage plants bring is the extra bone-friendly nutrients packed in the same bite. Vegetables often come with vitamin K, magnesium, and fiber, which support bone metabolism and gut health. Milk doesn't provide that variety. And when you think about heart health, blood pressure, and weight management, vegetables usually deliver benefits in all these areas, while dairy can add saturated fat that some older adults need to limit. So the truth is this: milk is not bad, but it's not the magic bullet it's been made out to be. For many people over 60, vegetables can be a more reliable, gentler, and even more effective way to get calcium where it matters most, into your bones. In the next part, we'll finally reveal the first two vegetables on our list, the surprising calcium champions that quietly outperform milk, and how you can enjoy them in simple, tasty meals. Now that we understand why vegetables can actually outshine milk, let's reveal the first two champions on our list, vegetables that quietly deliver more calcium in a form your bones can truly use. Vegetable 1. Kale, the absorption superstar. Kale has become trendy in the last decade, but for bone health, it deserves every bit of attention. One cooked cup of kale provides about 180 milligrams of calcium. That may sound lower than a cup of milk, but here's the twist. Your body absorbs almost 60% of kale's calcium, compared to only about 30% from milk. In real terms, your bones may get more usable calcium from kale than from milk. Kale is also low in oxalates, the compounds that block calcium absorption. That makes it stand out from spinach, which looks good on paper but doesn't deliver much calcium to the body. On top of that, kale provides vitamin K, which helps guide calcium into bones, rather than letting it float in the bloodstream. For people over 60, that means less risk of brittle bones and fewer worries about calcium building up where it shouldn't, like in arteries. How to eat it. Add kale to soups, stir-fry it with garlic, or simply steam it and drizzle with olive oil. For those who don't enjoy its stronger taste raw, cooking makes it milder and easier to digest. Vegetable 2. Broccoli, the gentle protector. Broccoli may not look flashy, but it's one of the best vegetables you can eat for bone health. A single cup of cooked broccoli gives you about 60 milligrams of calcium, a modest amount, but again, absorption is the key. Because broccoli is very low in oxalates, the body absorbs its calcium efficiently. Even better, broccoli comes with vitamin C, which helps form collagen, the protein framework that calcium attaches to in your bones. Without collagen, calcium alone can't create strong bone tissue. What's remarkable about broccoli is how easy it is to eat often. It's mild, versatile, and rarely causes digestive trouble, even for sensitive stomachs. For older adults who want simple, repeatable meals, broccoli is a friendly ally. How to eat it. Steam broccoli lightly to keep its nutrients intact, or toss it into pasta, rice bowls, or even omelets. Pairing it with a squeeze of lemon not only brightens flavor, but also boosts vitamin C, helping your bones even more. Kale and broccoli may not seem dramatic, but together, they create a strong foundation for bone health after 60 each. They provide calcium your body actually absorbs, plus extra nutrients to support collagen and bone structure. And remember, eating these regularly matters more than chasing one superfood once in a while. We've already seen how kale and broccoli give your bones a powerful boost. Now let's move on to the next two vegetables, both easy to find, easy to cook, and packed with calcium your body can actually use. Vegetable 3. Bok Choy. The gentle giant of calcium. Bok Choy, sometimes called Chinese cabbage, is a bone health superstar that often goes unnoticed. In Western kitchens, a single cooked cup delivers about 160 milligrams of calcium, and just like kale, it's extremely low in oxalates. That means absorption rates are high. Your bones get far more usable calcium compared to many other greens. What makes bok choy stand out is its gentleness on digestion. For older adults who may find kale or raw greens too harsh on the stomach, bok choy is soft, light, and easy to chew. It's also rich in vitamin A and vitamin C, which protect bone cells from damage as you age. How to eat it. Stir-fry bok choy with garlic and a splash of olive oil, or add it to a light soup. Because it has a mild, slightly sweet flavor, it blends well with almost any dish without overpowering the taste. Vegetable 4. Turnip greens, the overlooked powerhouse. Turnip greens. The leafy tops of the common turnip are one of the highest calcium vegetables you can eat. One cooked cup contains about 200 milligrams of calcium, and unlike spinach, the calcium in turnip greens is highly bioavailable. That means your body absorbs it efficiently. But calcium isn't the only reason to love turnip greens. They're also rich in vitamin K, folate, and antioxidants that fight inflammation. Why does that matter for bones? Because inflammation can accelerate bone loss. By calming inflammation, turnip greens protect your bones in more ways than one. Many people throw away the leafy tops when they buy turnips, not realizing they're tossing out a goldmine for bone health. If you want a budget-friendly way to strengthen your skeleton, don't overlook this vegetable. How to eat it. Sauté turnip greens with onions, add them to stews, or mix them into scrambled eggs. Cooking softens their slightly bitter taste and makes them a delicious side dish. Bok choy and turnip greens may not be as familiar as broccoli or kale, but together they provide a simple, affordable way to add hundreds of milligrams of absorbable calcium to your daily diet. By rotating these with your other vegetables, you give your bones a steady, reliable supply of the minerals they need. And now, we arrive at our final vegetable, the one most people overlook, yet it quietly packs a surprising amount of calcium per serving. This last one may just change how you think about bone nutrition forever. Collard greens may not be the flashiest vegetable in the market, but when it comes to calcium, they are a quiet champion. A single cooked cup of collard greens contains about 260 milligrams of calcium, almost as much as a cup of milk. But here's the difference. The calcium in collard greens is far easier for your body to absorb, thanks to their very low oxalate content. That means a larger percentage of that calcium ends up in your bones, not wasted. What makes collard greens especially valuable for people over 60 is their nutrient package. Alongside calcium, collard greens are loaded with vitamin K, which plays a critical role in guiding calcium directly into bones and teeth. Without enough vitamin K, calcium can linger in the bloodstream, where it may cause stiffness in arteries instead of strengthening your skeleton. Another hidden benefit. Collard greens are also rich in fiber, which supports healthy digestion and helps balance blood sugar. Two issues many older adults face daily. And unlike supplements, collard greens deliver calcium in a natural, balanced way, reducing the risk of taking in too much at once. How to eat it. Collard greens have a firm texture and a slightly earthy flavor. The traditional southern style simmered slowly with onions, garlic, and a drizzle of olive oil makes them soft, rich, and comforting. For a lighter option, you can steam them and season with lemon juice for a fresh, zesty side. Collard greens may be humble, but when it comes to protecting your bones after 60 bowel, they're nothing short of powerful. By adding them into your weekly rotation, whether in soups, stir-fries, or slow-cooked meals, you'll be giving your body one of the richest, most absorbable sources of calcium available. With all 5 vegetables revealed: kale, broccoli, bok choy, turnip greens, and collard greens, you now have a plant-powered toolkit for stronger, steadier bones. But knowing these foods is only the first step. In the next section, I'll show you how to bring them together into your daily diet without overthinking and without giving up the meals you already love. If you're finding this helpful so far, let me pause for just a moment and ask a small favor. Videos like this take a lot of time to research and create, and your support helps us keep sharing clear, practical health advice for people over 60 or so. If you've learned something new today, maybe you're surprised that collard greens can match milk for calcium, or that broccoli does more than just sit on your dinner plate, go ahead and tap the like button right now. It tells YouTube that this information matters, and it helps more people discover it. And while you're here, leave me a quick comment. Which of these vegetables do you already eat? And which one are you excited to try next? I'd love to hear from you. And your ideas often inspire future videos. Finally, make sure to subscribe to Senior Vic Health, so you won't miss the next step-by-step guide to stronger bones, steadier energy, and healthier aging. Now that we've uncovered all 5 vegetables, the next question is, how do you actually bring them into your daily life without stress or confusion? The key is to create a simple, repeatable routine, what I like to call your bone strength action plan. First, aim for one high calcium vegetable at every main meal. It doesn't have to be complicated. Add kale or broccoli to your omelet in the morning. Toss bok choy into your soup or stir fry at lunch. And enjoy collard or turnip greens with dinner. Even 1 cup at each meal can cover more than half your daily calcium needs without a single glass of milk. Second, remember variety matters. Each of these vegetables comes with its own bonus nutrients. Kale and collards give you vitamin K. Broccoli adds vitamin C for collagen, and bok choy supports gentle digestion. By rotating them, you build a stronger safety net for your bones. Third, pair your veggies with foods that help calcium work better. A splash of olive oil improves absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Spending a little time in sunlight boosts vitamin D, which acts as calcium's gatekeeper. Even a squeeze of lemon over greens adds vitamin C, enhancing collagen support. Finally, make it enjoyable. Don't think of this as a diet. Think of it as flavor. Sauté, steam, add garlic, spice it up, or simmer slowly. When vegetables taste good, you'll stick with them. By following this action plan, 1 vegetable per meal, a mix across the week, and smart pairings, you're not just eating, you're actively building stronger, more resilient bones every single day. Whenever we talk about replacing milk with vegetables, a few common questions and myths always come up. Let's clear them up right now. Myth 1. You can't build strong bones without dairy. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. While dairy is a source of calcium, it is not the only source, and for many older adults, it's not even the best one. Vegetables like kale, collard greens, and bok choy often provide calcium that your body absorbs more effectively than from milk. Countries with low dairy intake but high vegetable consumption often report lower fracture rates. That's powerful evidence. Myth 2. Spinach is a calcium superstar. Spinach does contain calcium, but it's also packed with oxalates, which block your body from absorbing most of it. This is why spinach is healthy for many reasons, but it's not a reliable calcium food for bone strength. Kale or turnip greens are much better choices. Myth 3. Supplements are just as good as food. Calcium supplements can help in some cases, but food brings along extra nutrients, vitamin K, magnesium, antioxidants that work together with calcium. It's like having a whole team instead of a single player. That's why food first is the safer, smarter approach. So no, you don't have to drink milk every day for strong bones. Vegetables, when chosen wisely, can be just as effective, sometimes more so. For years, we've been told that milk is the only path to strong bones. But today, you've seen the truth. Vegetables can actually give you more absorbable calcium, plus extra nutrients that milk can't match. We started by understanding why bones weaken after 60 declining bone density, lower absorption, and hormonal changes. Then we compared milk with vegetables and discovered that bioavailability, how well calcium is absorbed, matters more than just the number on a label. Finally, we revealed our 5 champions. Kale, high absorption, packed with vitamin K. Broccoli, gentle, versatile, and collagen supporting. Bok choy, light, easy on digestion, full of calcium. Turnip greens, one of the richest calcium sources, yet often overlooked. Collard greens nearly as much calcium as milk, plus fiber and bone-friendly nutrients. Together, these foods form a natural, powerful toolkit for building stronger, steadier bones even after 60. By simply rotating one or two of these vegetables into your meals each day, you're not just eating, you're investing in your independence, your mobility, and your long-term health. Now, if this video helped you, here's how you can help us. Tap the like button so more people discover these tips. Subscribe to Senior Vic Health for more clear, science-backed guides on healthy aging. And drop a quick comment below. Which of these vegetables are you most excited to try this week? Remember, your bones are living tissue. They respond to how you care for them. Start today. Stay consistent, and your body will thank you in the years to come.